Hey guys, welcome back to the Nexo Ninja. Today I am ranking my top 10 Nintendo boss fights of any video game series. Note there, for example, I can put more than one Bowser fight on there just because I feel like it. And if you guys want in the future, I could just make a video ranking Bowser fights from any of the Mario games. But anyway, I know a lot of people have ranked this, but I guarantee that there'll be a bunch of bosses on this list that you won't see in any other top 10 Nintendo boss fights. So let's get into it. Number 10 is the Memory Bros from Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. In this game, well, Bowser sucks Mario and Luigi up, and Mario and Luigi have to battle characters inside Bowser, and this will have to be, in my opinion, the most interesting fight in the entire game, as you sit there taking on two robotic brothers that are similar to you and Luigi, that have pretty much the exact same attack and can do the exact same amount of damage as you. It's like an equal fight, even though that you can, probably prevail. But anyway, let's get to number 9. Number 9 is the Underchop fight from Super Paper Mario. You enter this fight, by going through and talking to one of the doors, and he won't let you pass until you do one of his puzzles. And one of his puzzles is beating the Underchop in an RPG fight. And this is a completely fun battle, and it is really a big reference to the older Paper Mario games that are actually RPGs, and it is just absolutely awesome to actually fight this thing. It has multiple attacks that can hurt you, and sometimes you even miss. So it is a true RPG battle in a 2D game, and I think that is funny and awesome. The next fight is actually from the Legend of Zelda series. I have been recently playing the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and I am almost at Ganon or Ganondorf, or wherever you call him. But so far in the game, the most fun fight that I have played through is Bongo Bongo. He attacks by using his hands, which you have to shoot with either your arrow or your hook shot, and then use your lens of truth to actually make the eye visible, which you can damage, and it is incredibly fun, and it has a little bit of a challenge to it, because you actually have to fight the thing on a bongo. I wonder why, but this fight is just incredibly fun and just enjoyable as well. But let's get to the next one. Number 7 is Galactonite from Kirby Planet Robobot. You fight Galactonite in Kirby Planet Robobot by going either in a Meta Nightmare or by going in the True Arena. In the True Arena is the way that I like to fight him as Kirby, and he can go through multiple phases of attacks, shooting lightning, diving down at you, shooting tornadoes, and even ripping in a huge black hole-like portal. And the music while fighting him makes the fight a lot better. Galactonite is definitely one of my favorite Kirby characters, and I love fighting him every time he gets on screen. It's definitely a great fight. The next one is actually the boss fight in World 4 in New Super Mario Bros. Wii. This fight is actually incredibly fun, and I just love doing it. So Bowser Jr. is completely sick of you and still trying to defeat you, so he decides to go one-on-one with you and let you actually have your very own clown cart. And this is a big flying round of bumper carts, and your goal is to knock Bowser Jr. into the lightning circles, but he can actually do the same to you. And it's just a very fun, incredible fight, and I love doing this whenever I go back to the game. Definitely just an overall fun experience. Number 5 is the end fight in Super Mario Bros. Super Mario 3D World. Bowser is sick of you and sick of him accidentally beating his clones, and so he goes up to you one-on-one. He shoots from the distance at you, and your goal is to simply catch up to him so he can jump to the next platform and throw some more obstacles at you. This is just a very fun and suspenseful fight, and when you actually think you beat Bowser, you did not, because he's back again in a second phase of the fight. So this is definitely an incredibly fun fight where you can test the skill of how much you have learned throughout the game, how fast you can move, and how quick you can avoid Bowser's attacks. Definitely one of the best Bowser fights in my opinion. So let's get to the next one. Number 4 is Super Paper Mario's Count Bleck fight. No, I know there's the Nexo fight, which is a lot of people prefer, but I really do enjoy the Count Black fight. You start off the fight unable to hit Count Black by the power of his Chaos Heart, and you yourself use the power of the Pure Hearts to weaken the shield. Then it's all against you. Count Black will attack you by making you slower, and then throwing a black hole on the screen, so it's harder for you to avoid them. He'll also shoot some ranged targets at you and fly incredibly fast across the screen as he tries to hit you. Definitely my favorite boss fight in Super Paper Mario, as I've already mentioned one before. The anticipation is absolutely hyped up throughout the entire game, and the showdown is finally you and him, fighting him in his very own throne room with the amazing music that follows him. This is a great boss fight, in my opinion, the best boss fight in Super Paper Mario. So let's get to number 3 now. Number 3 on this list is the final Bowser fight in the original Super Mario Galaxy. This fight is absolutely fun and was really hyped out in the entire game. You fought in Bowser many times, but now he's ready. You fight him in his own reactor. But you go through three planets going to fight him, and the only way you can fight him is by knocking him and making him jump into the pit of lava and smacking his tail. The music in this fight is absolutely awesome, and the fight itself is really fun and really hyped out throughout the entire game. And whenever I'm just bored, sometimes I actually hop back and go into the fight. It is just incredibly really fun fight, and test your skill to see how fast you can avoid his attacks, and test your skill of how much you can listen to the music and play. The music's really good in this fight. Now let's get to number 2. Number 2 is Majora's Mask from The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. As I mentioned before in multiple occasions, Majora's Mask is the first Zelda game I have actually ever played, and it is an extremely great game. And this is definitely the hardest fight of all the fights if you go into the zone. I have actually fought in this fight twice after I beat the game. The first occasion was I actually took him on as Fierce DDD, which is an extremely easy fight. But then I went back and actually beat the thing as normal Link, and that is actually a huge challenge. Majora is definitely one of the hardest fights in The Legend of Zelda, in my opinion, even though I've only played 3 games from it. Majora has been hyped out the entire game, and I know I've said that a lot, but I'm serious. You knew Majora was taking the Skull Kid as a puppet. You knew it, and you were just wondering when Majora was going to lose his puppet. And it finally happened in the final showdown after you started to raise the moon by playing the Oath of Order. Majora flew himself into the moon and you followed. And you went through so many trials, and now it's your final attempt on beating Majora. And the thing actually has 3 phases. The first one right here being just the mask itself. Then the thing grows legs, and then after you beat the thing, he grows this huge body which you have to take down itself. Majora is definitely incredibly hard and takes skilled opponents to actually beat him. You better hope you paid attention and really worked hard on the Zelda game, because Majora ain't going easy on you. Unless you have Fierce DDD, then rip through it, but I did that, and then I went back and did the thing. And if you're looking for an easier experience, definitely use Fierce DDD, but if you're looking for a hard experience, go without it. Trust me, it's a hard challenge. Number 1 is Maglor from Kirby's Return to Dreamland. I can't help it, this game is a huge part of my childhood, and actually introduced me to the Kirby series, and I played this game a total of 23 times, and I love going back to it. It's sort of like Super Paper Mario. I yearly go back to it, but I've actually gone back to this one 3 times this year, and I actually didn't get bored of it. The Maglor fight, in my opinion, is the best fight in the entire game. Maglor betrays you by grabbing the Master Crown, and then you take on the first fight. He shoots plasma balls at you, ripping open black holes, shooting plasma beams at you, and when you actually defeat his first phase, he's not over. He actually gets a soul form right after you beat Maglor by using your ultra attacks. Maglor, you think he's dead, but he not. he gets a soul form, like I mentioned before. And before I go on, I said he not on purpose to make it sound cool, but it wasn't. It was completely lame. But anyway, Maglor's soul is definitely the harder out of the fights. He throws enemies at you, and he actually can use your Ultra abilities against you. Ultra Sword, Ultra Beam, Grand Hammer, and he can even rip the star things open to shoot spikes at you. This fight is incredibly shocking, because unlike the other fights I've mentioned on the list that you expected, Maglor as a final boss was completely shocking. This is one game where you actually had no idea what you were going to fight for the final boss. You thought it was Landia, but you were wrong at Maglor. And Maglor is definitely a challenge himself, and it is incredibly rewarding to beat him. Hey guys, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching, and I'd like to hear in the comments below, what is your favorite Nintendo boss fight? I'm probably gonna, in the future, do a top 10 Bowser fight list, because most of the fights on here were Bowser fights. But anyway, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, did you enjoy any of these fights? Tell me in the comments. Bye-bye.